All right, the next one, after we've done the general and checked that the motors are okay, we're going to check the red light. Now, if the red light's already on, you don't need to do this part, but most of the problems occur with the light not being on. So, with that in mind, okay, I'm going to show you the diagram here. We're going to check everything that's within the field of view of this. So the 24 volt supply, the overload protection, the blade switch, the little red light itself, and that's it. Okay, so number one, check for 24 volts across the bridge rectifier. So I actually have a spare one here. This is mounted inside the saw, in and around there somewhere, just in the way. Okay, and if you read the front, so you got a live and neutral in on this one. That's obviously the 220 on this saw, but the minus and plus areas, just check for voltage across them. Yeah, you should have 24 volts. If you don't, obviously check for the input to make sure that's right. If there's power going in and there's nothing coming out, this unit is probably shot, with which we always have one here on the shelf, so let us know. Okay, that's the first part. And if I go back here, sorry, that is the 24 volts. Okay, the next one is the overload protection. So number two, check that thermal overload is working, and I have in brackets here actually what it is on the wiring diagram here. Okay, thermal overload is this bio, the bio that's underneath the contactor. And basically what this does is it checks for I suppose heat, too much heat on the supply side of the power coming in, and if it does detect that, it actually trips out the whole saw, just kind of for safety really. So to test that, right, basically what you want to do is set the multimeter for continuity. I actually have one here, I'll do it. Right, I'm gonna set it to continuity. So basically when the tips of these bios touch, you'll hear a little beep, right? So if I go across them, hard with one hand. If I go across them, you can hear the beep, okay? Now, I'll try and hold the phone as well. Oh my God. Okay. Now, if I press the red button, i.e. it's stopped, it breaks the circuit, and I let go. So, when you come to this, press the white one, push in to see if it has tripped out. Try and start the saw or check the red light. If not, check continuity across here. Okay, what you can do then is there is actually a little test function on them. You go in here, push that over, right, and test it for continuity. See, there's nothing now, but as soon as I press the go button again, we'll have continuity. Okay, now if this item is being weird, to just fully confirm, remove it, undo these screws here, that'll actually drop it out, and the wires that go in on the bottom, just move them directly up, directly across to where they are going in on the overload. And then these two wires here, just take one out and put it in with the other one. It just completes the circuit. And if the red light comes on and the saw starts after that, then it's the thermal overload that's gone. Okay, now if the thermal overload is gone, an electrician definitely has to come in and just double check the wiring that's coming to the saw, just to make sure there's nothing dangerous or going to cause a fire, because this is a safety device. Okay, but otherwise this device could just go and just needs to be changed. So that's that one. Okay, moving on to the next one is machine bed protection, which is actually the blade cover switch as we were talking about earlier. So go number 3, check continuity across the blade cover switch. Very simple. Okay, let's pull this one back. Again now with the multimeter set to continuity. Basically where the wires go in on the blade cover switch, stick the multimeter across it and push in the button, and once you push it in, while the multimeter is on them, you should hear continuity. Obviously if there's nothing there, might be the button. You can actually just you can bypass that by putting, basically looping the wires, and if in doing that you see the red light come on, you know this is gone as well. Okay, very simple. Jesus. Okay, turn that off. Now, and the last one for the red light is actually check the red light itself, which is down here. Red light, very simple. Take off that front panel, there's 6 screws holding it in, and where the wires go into the little red light itself, check for continuity across that. If there isn't continuity, could be the bulb gone, need a new one, or in the meantime you can just loop the wires. So that should, all that there basically is the safety stuff around starting the saw, and if that's all right then, and the saw still isn't starting, we need to move on to the next stage.